Hello and welcome to Romero Threads on YouTube, where it's all about embroidery. My name is Ever Romero, and in today's video, as you can see behind me, we have a new addition to the Romero Threads embroidery shop. Okay, so we have a brand new Ricoh MT1501. And in today's video, I want to give you 3 major reasons why we bought a second machine and why we went with the Ricoh MT1501. Okay, before we start, let me just give a quick disclaimer. This video is not sponsored by Ricoh. Anything I talk about is just real world type scenarios that we encounter here at the shop. All right, so I don't have any special promo code. I don't have any special links. If you have any questions about specials and all that stuff, I can just direct you to the website and they have all that information that you need. So now that we have that covered, let's go ahead and let me tell you the 3 reasons why we bought a brand new multi-needle embroidery machine. All right, reason number 1, okay? This is the easy one. This is the obvious reason, okay? And that is, reason number 1 is we outgrew our machine. So this machine that we got over here, he's been working overtime. So we're at that point where turnaround time is starting to become an issue. Usually with a one head, taking any type of orders between, let's say, quantities of 12 to 48, that's really like our sweet spot. I like to have anywhere between 1 or 3 day turnaround. All right, so whenever you're working in that category, 1 or 3 day turnaround, okay, is very feasible, okay, very possible. But what's happening was kind of like the situation that we're at right now. But what happens is once you start receiving multiple customers with anywhere between 12 to 48 pieces, okay, now they start stacking up. Now you need to increase your turnaround time. All right, so that's kind of like the situation where we're at right now. All right, so in order to speed up the process, all right, in order to handle a lot of these orders that are coming in, okay, now that requires a second head. So of course, reason number 1, easy, okay, easy decision at that point is we outgrew our one head multi-needle machine. We've pretty much taken this machine all the way to the limit, okay? They say sky's the limit, all right? With a one head machine, there is an actual limit, all right? There's an actual limit where you can go up to, where you now have to upgrade to that next level. And that's the situation that we're in right now. So reason number 1, okay, of course, we outgrew our machine. All right, easy one. Okay, let's go with reason number 2, why we bought a second multi-needle embroidery machine. And this is actually my favorite reason. This is the best scenario of getting a second head. And that is now our new machine, okay? Our new machine is going to be set up to run hats, and our old machine is going to be set up to run flats. All right, so like beanies, polos, anything flat, towels. We're going to set up all our needles, okay? Most of our needles are all going to be set up with ballpoints here on the flat side, okay? And we're going to have one machine dedicated for hats, okay? Because throughout the day, we're getting multiple different orders, and we would find ourselves kind of switching heads, okay? Going from hat to flats, all right? Maybe anywhere from 4 to 6 times a day. Okay, and in reality, it doesn't take much time, but what happens is it's like you lose a certain type of rhythm. Okay, it slows you down when you have to change from hat to flats. So now that we have 2 machines, now that we have a dedicated machine just for hats and a dedicated machine just for beanies and polos, our turnaround time is even faster. Believe it or not, these little small details, they start adding up, especially if you're saving 15 minutes 3-4 times in a day. All right, all these minutes at the end of the week, at the end of the month, they all add up. Okay, so it makes a big difference. And it also keeps your rhythm going. Okay, so anytime you got to stop to switch it out, especially, okay, this is the big one. Okay, this is the biggest reason why I love having 2 machines right now. That's because I know here on my hat machine now, okay, I have nothing but sharp needles, okay? I have needles specifically made for hats. And that way, because we are a family home business here, if my wife is running the machine and she doesn't have to make any adjustments anymore. And what usually happens is somebody makes an adjustment and somebody comes afterwards and isn't aware of some of the adjustments that's been made. Okay, so that could kind of throw you off on your rhythm. Sometimes you don't know if the bobbin was changed from a hat to a flat. Now we know, okay, we know that everything is set up specifically for hats, specifically for flats. Okay, so right now, big thing right now is beanies. Okay, so now we know we have a beanie order. Bam, we're ready to go. Okay, another big reason, okay, this is all included with reason number 2. Now, anytime I'm digitizing a sample or anything, okay, it's easy for me to come and run a sample real quick, especially if we have a machine set for flats. Okay, so what was happening is we would have the machine set up for hats, and I would have to wait till after we're done with our hat orders to come in, usually at the end of the day, and switch everything out and run my digitizing samples. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, we're ready to go. I have the flats ready. Any samples that I got to check out, okay, easy day for me to come and check that out. Now we have a dedicated machine for hats, and we have a dedicated machine for beanies and polos. All right, let's talk about reason number 3 why we bought a brand new multi-needle embroidery machine, and that's really for peace of mind. Okay, so reason number 3 is redundancy. Having 2 machines means you actually have a backup. Let's say worst case scenario, your machine goes down. If you only have 1 machine, that's pretty much game over. Okay, game over. Now you have to stop what you're doing. Hopefully you can fix whatever issue you're having. But now by having 2 machines, especially right now, we're in the middle of holiday season. These orders are coming in. It makes life a whole lot easier knowing that you have a backup machine. Okay, so in case worst case scenario, something happens, bam, you could go to your other machine. So for us here, redundancy was always a main reason to get a second machine. All right, really what I would say, we were long overdue for a second machine. Okay, but I would say what kind of been holding us back. All right, so as some of you know, I am active duty. U.S. Navy, we are constantly moving. What we didn't want to have is so much equipment where when it's time to move, all right, it's going to make moving difficult. But we just came to the point where we have no choice but to get that second machine, all right, just because these orders are coming in heavy, especially at this moment right now, holiday season. So, of course, reason number 3. Now, let me just add something else. Even though we have 1 machine set for hats, 1 machine set for flats, that doesn't necessarily mean we can't readjust, okay? So if we do get that 48 hat order, we're easily changing both machines to hats. That's no problem. But at least now we know, usually it takes about 15 minutes if you want to go from flat to hats, okay? Just because now you want to change certain needles, you might have to change some threads to match whatever you're going for. Just because we have it hats and flats doesn't necessarily mean that's how it stays and it's locked down like that, okay? You could still shift. We can still shift. Everything always depends on what the project is. We have certain contracts with certain organizations, okay? So a lot of these orders that we get on a daily basis, they're coming in as custom orders. Some come in as single orders, okay? Or as group orders, all right? So we're adjusting as the day goes by. All right, every day is always different. All right, but for the most part, okay, that's how we're running it. All right. Okay, so those were the 3 reasons. Now, let me tell you why we went with a Ricoh MT1501. In reality, you have, anytime you're buying a new machine, all right, you probably have different options anywhere between, I would say, I don't know, you probably have 8 different machines, 8 to 15 different machines that you can go with. Okay, you can either buy something very small, less needles, okay, or you can buy something very expensive, okay? So it all depends on where in the spectrum you want to land in. We're kind of like in between, in the middle. We don't have the most expensive machine, okay? But quality-wise, especially hats, the main reason why I got into embroidery was to embroider hats, all right? And the quality that we have, that we've been doing for the past couple years, like I always say, we could go toe-to-toe with anything you see at Lids, okay? That's how confident I am with our shop, okay? And of course, with the Ricoh, all right, I'm good with that. As long as your settings on the machine, all your tension, your thread path, bobbin, hooping is all set correctly, as long as you have the best of the best of digitizing, we're good. Okay, stuff that you see at the malls, that's the level of output that we get with the Ricoh. Okay, of course, all of our accessories is gonna fit our new machine. All right, so it doesn't make sense to buy a new machine like a different brand and have to buy all different brand new accessories where you can't interchange all your accessories. Okay, because as you know, as you might have experienced, accessories add up real quick. Okay, real quick. You can start buying all sorts of crazy stuff, and your price tag on accessories can go up real high real quick. By having this machine, we set it up. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, we set it up on day one. The next morning, all right, I ran an eye test. I didn't even touch any of the knobs, any of the threads or anything. Okay, it does come certified as quality control, already inspected. All right, so in order to do that, in order to really do a quality control, that means somebody has to come before and had to run their own eye test. All right, so what I did in the beginning, as soon as we got our machine, okay, I ran, since this is dedicated for hats, I ran an eye test, 3D puff eye test. Okay, that's what I do on hats. I ran a 3D eye test, a 3D puff eye test, and from the first shot, without me even adjusting anything. Okay, I still haven't adjusted. We've already been using this machine, I would say, I think 2 weeks already. Okay, 2 weeks, the brand new machine. And eye test, okay, eye test, perfect, right out the box. Big reason, okay, even the main reason why we got into embroidery, hats. I am in the process of making a video where I'm going to show you how I set up and what I mean when I say that I set up this machine just for hats. Okay, there's little small tweaks, little small tricks that I have, okay, just to make the whole process efficient and best quality possible for hats. All right, so thank you for stopping by. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.